Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to another match reaction show, a second for the day, and hopefully, for a while, not going to do one of these. I mean, I'll probably do one tomorrow, but we'll come to that later. But it's finished. Argentina won, Colombia nil. Argentina winning back-to-back Copa Americas, 3 straight trophies in a row as well for them. Only the second men's team to do it since Spain did it from 2008 to 2012. Fantastic achievement, you have to say, for Argentina. Really well done. But before we get into all that, I just got to say the Copa America is an absolute shambles, like an absolutely shambolic tournament organizations. 1.5 hours late in terms of starting the kickoff. Then you got like 25, 30 minutes of a halftime, because you got to have Shakira. I love Shakira, by the way, big fan. But to have her out there and then she's doing a halftime show like it's some kind of Super Bowl thing. They took 25, 30 minutes for that. And then, all of the play acting and all of that, it's just horrendous the way that this tournament has been organized, of course. And there's been issues in the past as well, not just in this game. Even in the past, it's just unbelievable. In fact, yes, the thing about that I was going to say is the watering of the pitch. Just to, the people are slipping and sliding, and Messi gets injured because of that as well. Ironic, because they really tried to have Messi being the centerpiece of this tournament, and then he gets injured because the Copa America, doesn't know how to organize tournaments and how to do things. So it's funny in a way. But you gotta say it was very shambolic as a tournament. I hope CONMEBOL learns from this, and I hope FIFA learn from this as well, because they're going to be hosting the World Cup in America and Canada as well. So I hope they learn from that. But you gotta say, gotta criticize it. When you look at how the Euros is organized, and then look at how Copa America has been organized, I think there's a gulf there. But that's off the pitch stuff. It doesn't take away from what happened on the pitch. That's off the pitch stuff. But I think it's important to mention that there was a lot of issues there, and it doesn't help. When I'm here sitting in North America and I'm into watch, and I thought it'd be all be over by 10, 30, 11, and then you get some rest. But now we hit 12:15 doing the show. But nonetheless, that all being said, well done to Argentina. And what I've got to say, we'll talk about that goal first, and then we'll talk about where I think Colombia went wrong, because that goal, it's a wonderful goal, by the way. The tackle from Paredes is brilliant. That's where it all starts. I think everybody will talk about the pass from Celso, which was world class, but that tackle from Paredes is absolutely brilliant. And he wins the ball. Argentina move it really quickly. Just before that, there was actually a chance for Argentina where they should have scored. But you just felt that the things at that point were starting to show for Colombia. But it's a great tackle. It's a great pass, first time pass from Celso, and that pass completely opens up the field for Martinez, because at that point, if he doesn't make that pass, so if he misplaces it, it's not going anywhere. But because he's made that pass, and because everybody's kind of stepped up, it completely opens the field for Martinez. Gets a bit lucky with the goal, because it actually goes through the goalkeeper's hands. Like, it actually, if he had his hands that way, it just went between the head and the hands, the gap between the head and the hands. That's where it went. So it was a little bit up, it would have hit his hands. If it was a little bit low, it would probably hit his head. But it just was, I don't know, and I don't think he meant it. I don't think he meant it that way. I think it just kind of landed nicely and perfectly for him, in terms of the shot. But it's a good shot, by the way. And he had to take it. It's a good touch and a good shot. And he scores. Surprising that he started on the bench for this game, but that's the impact sub there that he came on, and he made a big impact and got that goal. And once he scored the goal, they were going to win it. I mean, as much as Colombia tried and huffed and puffed, the fact is, you knew that if Argentina scored first, they were always going to go on and win that game. It was just a matter of whether Argentina could score first or take the lead, whichever way you looked at it. But you knew that once they were in the lead, they were not going to relinquish it. And that was the big problem for Colombia. I think the first half, Colombia were really good, without necessarily being, very, very threatening or very, very dominant. I thought they were very good. The problem is, that's the difference, is that Argentina have been in these finals. They've got players who play, major finals every season. They themselves as a team now have played 3 consecutive, 3 finals. They played more finals before that as well, but they've lost. And they've got to know how, because they've won 2 finals as well. So you just felt that big game experience was going to eventually carry Argentina through. The longer it stayed 0-0, the longer Colombia kept wasting good opportunities, wasting good positions, Argentina were eventually going to find their mojo, and they were going to get that goal, and get that victory, so to speak. But just felt that, Colombia, if they had been a little bit more incisive in that first half, and they've had some, periods of joy, I felt at times they were a little bit too passive. At times they were a little bit too over exuberant, maybe too enthusiastic. I know there were some passes, especially I think when Messi had that little bit of that injury issue, I think in the first half, there were some passes that James Rodriguez was making, was just ridiculous. The way he was just trying to, move it fast. Yes, you want to be quick, but you want to make sure that you get it right as well. And, every time, trying to be cute, trying to be clever, It just doesn't work. There was that moment for Quintero, by the way, that touch from Quintero. I think that's the best touch of the game for me. I think that was the moment of the game. From Quintero. I think whatever anybody might say, yes, it will be forgotten in all of the annals of history. Nobody will remember it a week from now. But that touch from Quintero was just gold towards the end of that first half extra time. It was just gold. Unfortunately, nothing came of it because Luis Diaz again tried to be too clever, tried to be over smart, and didn't actually make a pass when he should have, and instead tried to roll the ball, which happened a lot from them, that they kept trying to make things happen. I think Colombia just tried too hard to make things happen. Let me just put it that way. I think that's the best way to say it, is that they just tried too hard to make things happen when they really probably should have just, and that happens when you don't have that big game experience. Colombia playing in the first major final, I think, haven't played that much in quite a while. I don't think they played a major final in a long time. And the players as well, I don't think they're players, a lot of those players that don't necessarily play in big finals as well. I mean, you probably talk about maybe Luis Diaz and James Rodriguez, have that experience, but the others, maybe not that much. I think, Santos Borré played in a Europa League final for Frankfurt not too long ago. But not really that many players who have that sort of experience. So it happens where you kind of get, a little bit nervous, you get a little bit overexcited when you get into good positions. And they did that a lot today. And I think that is what cost Colombia. But that's fair play to Argentina. They wrote out whatever little storm that was there, they wrote that out. They made sure that the experience counted. I thought, for me, the man of the match has got to be Rodrigo de Paul. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. No words to describe what a midfielder is. Surprising. I mean, I think it's probably the age factor, but I'm surprised that he's playing for Atletico and not for a bigger club, because he's the sort of player that any club would love to have. The guy plays hard on his sleeve, does a lot of running, does a lot of tracking back, and he's immaculate in the way that he plays in that midfield as a defensive midfielder. Is absolutely brilliant. And I love watching him play. I mean, I don't, not a big Argentina fan, but I like watching him play. I thought he was really, really good. I don't, and that really, that mid, and again, we keep talking about midfields. It's all about the midfield. You get that midfield combination right, everything else falls into place. And I think De Paul and Fernandez, when he was, on the pitch, and I think, those two together, it was a bit of a risk playing a 4-4-2, by the way, in this game, which is what they had kind of went in with, even though it was at times like a 4-3-3, sometimes a 4-4-2, they were kind of like switching up. But, because they had that compact midfield three that they played in this game, I think, and Alexis McAllister was the third one. Of course, I was trying to remember who that was, but yeah, those three, I think, together, just, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference when you have that sort of energy in midfield, and because it allows the guys like Messi, to do what he's doing, where, they can play with 10 men, essentially in defense, and play with 11 in attack. So that's what they did. So it really worked out well for Argentina. I think Lionel Messi, I think it was pretty anonymous, and it's interesting as well that he's, I think, played 5 finals now, and he's not scored a goal or assisted a goal in a Copa America final, which is very, very interesting to me. But it's not surprising as well. I think in games that these Messi, does have the tendency sometimes to go missing in sort of big games, particularly for Argentina. So I wasn't surprised. And even pre-injury, I don't think he was necessarily very good in this game as well. I think that is a little bit of a thing, because I don't think because Martinez only came on because Messi had to go off, right? Because it wasn't even a like for like substitution. But I don't know if we would have seen Martinez come on as early as he did. He probably would have come on at some point in the game. I don't think he would have been off for that long, but I wonder how soon he would have come into the action if Messi hadn't got injured. And that, sometimes it does put that question together. But that being said, I think Argentina were the better team in this game. They've been the better team throughout this tournament. I think they deserve to win this match. And now the question comes, who is the better team? Is it Argentina? Is it Spain? I think in 2 years' time, again, 2 years is a long time. So a lot of things can happen. I mean, Di Maria is going to be retired. Obviously Messi is going to be 2 years older. De Paul is going to be 2 years older. Maybe, Martinez and Romero would still be okay. I think they were immaculate, by the way. Those two defenders were brilliant. Put their bodies on the line. They were really good. I think Argentina is still kind of young as a team. But you do wonder, some of their key component players will get 2 years older, and how will they respond to that will be interesting. I think Spain are just slightly more younger as a team, but I think if these two teams don't meet each other before, I think that could be your 2 finalists. And it's interesting because the 2 teams that have done the three-peat, they will go up. They might go head to head at the World Cup in 2 years' time to determine once and for all who the better team is. But it does beg that question as to who is the better team between Argentina and Spain. I think for now, I would shade it with Spain, because Spain really looked really good. when I saw them playing against England, and England are a better team, at least on paper, England are a better team than Colombia. I think Argentina kind of labored a bit, but you kind of understand it as well that they labored. They were quite tired by the end of it all. And I think Copa America as a tournament is a little bit more draining than the Euros, because it's not just the physical side of it, but the mental side of it, where you always got to be on it, because players are trying to provoke you, they're trying to get you sent off, they're trying to do things to engage you, and you've got to be stay mentally switched on. I think that it does take a little out, it does take quite a bit out of you as a player. But that being said, I think that's 2 years from now. I don't think we have to worry about that conversation right now. I think right now the fact of the matter is that Argentina are the best team in the world at this moment in time. They are the world champions, so they are the best team in the world. And today they showed they're the best team in South America by a distance. Actually, there's just no competition for Argentina at this moment in time. I don't see where that's going to come from. So well done to them. And just a note on Messi, and this is not a criticism of Messi, though. I'm never a fan of people crying, and I didn't like the fact that Ronaldo started crying when he missed a penalty at the Euros, and I didn't like the fact that Messi started crying just because he got taken off. He's injured. All right, you're just injured. You've not conceded a goal. Still 0-0. There's a game to be won, and you come off and you're crying like as if it's the end of the world. I didn't like that. But what I hated even more was how the commentators kind of, and it is this hero god worship complex that I have around Argentina. It's just kind of funny to me, and for that reason alone, I would have liked to see them lose, because I would like to see how the narrative comes out. But really, it's always we're doing this for Messi. We're scoring goals for Messi. We're creating goals for Messi. We're defending for Messi. Did I mention that they're doing this for Messi? Because that's what they keep. You wouldn't know that they were doing it for Messi, because they keep saying it like 100 times a day. That everything is for Messi. Right? This whole thing is for Messi. It's just weird and ridiculous to me. But I know fans love it, and I know I'll get pelters for saying it for those who watch it. But it just seemed a little bit. It just seems to me it's like, yeah, it doesn't. It is a bit off-putting to me, and if I'm not an Argentina supporter anyway, but it just makes me root at least for another team more when I see them playing Argentina, because all I have to keep hearing is Messi, Messi. It's the same I feel when I watch Manchester City. The few times I watch Manchester City play, it's the same thing, because it's always how great and wonderful it is. It just makes you want to root for the other team, but even more than you would. But anyway. Nonetheless, on that note, well done to Argentina, though. Well played, reserved winners of the competition. Overall, I think they have been very, very good, very almost flawless throughout this tournament. I think that is a credit to them and a credit to the competition. So well done to Argentina. We'll be back tomorrow. Because preseason will begin. So it's a whole new season that starts tomorrow. So here's to hoping to a whole new season, and let's see what that brings. But tomorrow, United play in the preseason, so probably not doing a straight up reaction, but there will be something that I will do in the evening, probably. That I will do a match reaction for that. I love doing match reactions more than talking about gas gossip and stuff, as you know. But we'll do something definitely tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. For now, smash like on this video, share your thoughts on the competition, on the game, on Argentina winning. Let me know what you thought of it. If you watched the game, if you watched the fact that it was 1.5 hours late, what you think about it, let me know. Always love to hear from you, of course. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. And by the way, I do also want to mention, some people have, I know I'll give a shout out to Adarsh. He put a nice little comment for me for coming back. So I'm very happy for that. So thank you, Adarsh. And thank you to everybody else who's smashed a like, who's given good reactions. Thank you for that. Really, really appreciate it. It's been a tough period. And as a lot of you know, some of you know, it's been a tough period, and it's taken a lot to get back to doing this. And I don't think I'll ever be, not ever, but I don't think I'll be doing as many as I was doing before. But I definitely want to be doing things more consistently, doing at least one video a day consistently. So I hope I can keep that up, but we'll see how that goes. But thank you everyone for the well wishes, and thank you so much. Take care. Have a good night or day, whatever time you're watching this, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.